Hello, hello. I hope you can see and hear us.
Yeah.
Hi, hi.
Everyone, so grateful to be here with you all. Thank you for joining us.
We had a little software glitch there that kept us a
Uh-huh.
few minutes, but we are here.
We are here for day 4, and we are so excited to be here with you. So grateful to have you all here. I want to open it up. I'm going to say hi to everybody who's here with us. And if you're streaming in Zoom or in Facebook and you want to come and join us in Zoom, just type Zoom in the comments and I will make sure Alexander will make sure that you get the link. Gabriel, do you want to say hi to everybody? And I am
Yes.
going to grab my phone because I want to just make sure everybody on Facebook knows where we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm kidding. Hi, guys. How are you doing? Oh, yeah. Hi. Tara just hit her foot there, so that's why I get a little interrupted there. But hi, guys. How you doing today? It is Thursday, and we are here to continue on this Align Your Purpose workshop, right? Now, yesterday we spoke about your purpose and being able to get clarity on it, firstly, right? And today we're going to dive into more of the way that we get that clarity, right? We're going to go a bit further on that. We also offered yesterday the option of you guys diving in and having a connection call with us if you were interested on really getting clear on that. Right, it's still up until 3 p.m. today, I believe.
Yeah, because we got some messages from some people and they said I wasn't able to catch the replay until this morning. And so we wanted to
Yes.
honor for those who were catching the replay. If you happen to miss that piece and you're like, "Oh, dang, like I really want the secret gift," then we said we had made this decision like half hour ago. And we said we wanted to honor those that were catching the replay and we'll honor the secret gifts if you wanted to book a call until 3 p.m. today.
Yes.
So Alexander posted the link to book something here in the thread. And also, Alexander, if you could post it in the Facebook group, I just tagged out everyone so that everybody knows that we're live and we're on. And so go ahead and book that call. It's really to help you clarify and help you get some more support on aligning with your purpose.
Yes, and we also opened up more space so you're able to do that more easily. I believe yesterday there was a little glitch in terms of what was available, but today there are enough spaces so that everyone should be able to book without a problem. Yeah.
Yes. So
So
we're going to say
happy
hi.
Thursday.
Yes, and we're going to say hi to everyone. And then we're going to dive on in. Hi, Amelia. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Hi, Madison. Hi, Alexandra. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Kat and Victoria. Are you guys
You guys
actually in the
together. Oh, how cool is that?
exciting? Very, very exciting. They're twins.
Yes.
And they're both in various programs of ours. So that's why we're like, "Ooh,
Great to see you
you're in the
together.
same room. That's fun." Hi, Gina. Hi, Rhonda. Thank you for being here. I think this is the first time you've been live with us, I believe, possibly. Hi, Shri Ram. I hope I said that correctly. Hi,
Yeah.
Becky. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Peter. Hi, Michelle. And
Hi,
Jack
Amanda.
might be with you. Hi,
Yeah.
Jack. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Mindy. Hi, Sarah Jane and Sonia. Hi. And hi to everyone who's catching the replay. So, so grateful to have you all here. And if there's anything that you need, if you still need the workbook, if you need some of the puzzle pieces, please make sure that you reach out to Alexandra. Okay. So, Alexandra, can you come off mute for a second and just say hi to everybody so they can see your beautiful face?
Good morning, guys. If anyone needs anything, like Tara said, so if you guys are looking for the workbook, if you've been following along, if this is your first session, you might be going like, what puzzle piece? Anyways, we've got these really special, beautiful puzzle pieces that we are kind of handing out afterwards. So you just shoot me a message. You say, can I have my first puzzle piece? If you need all 4, just let me know. And some great tidbits just to have those takeaways from this week. Things that you can continue to reflect on and look at as you kind of explore the rest of the next couple days with us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alexander. We appreciate you being
thank
here.
you.
Thank you. And I saw someone else log on. Hi, Carmen. Thank you for being here. I believe this is one of your first live sessions with us too. So welcome to the community.
Carmen.
And I'm grateful that you're here. So we're going to dive on in. We have so much energy pouring through right now. And I want to highlight something because when life throws all sorts of curveballs, right? It can sometimes jostle us. And we want to get great at not letting life jostle us, because if it does, it's kind of like if you look at the workbook, and if you still need the workbook, again, make sure that you type workbook and Alexandra will send you a message and make sure that you get the workbook. But if you look at day 4, action, and you look at the photo that's there, there's this guy again on the tightrope, similar to the one from yesterday, except she's not that far off the ground, right? Like she's doing a yoga pose from yesterday. She's in kind of a lunge, which is challenging to do in a tightrope, but she's not that far off the ground. If you go to the next page and you're like day 4 action, he's like hovering above a valley, a canyon, out on the mountain range. This is a whole other step, right? Because now you're like, I've gained some confidence. I've got some certainty. This is what we hope that is happening as we've gone through these days together, that there's a little bit more confidence, a little bit more certainty, a little bit more clarity, which then when you have that, it allows you to take bigger steps. You can actually take a bigger leap. And then you can stand on that tightrope and maybe challenge yourself a little bit more to take some courageous steps. And what I want to just drop here for you is that when you start to do that, like we mentioned, I think on day 2, sometimes there's obstacles that come up. There's changes, there's fluctuations. I want to tell you this straight up. I'll be honest with you. There are fluctuations that happen every single day. Every day. It's a matter of how well skilled, practiced, and masterful are we in not letting those fluctuations sway us, deter us, or drop us. That's a point of mastery, because we want to stay on course. We want to stay in alignment with the action, with the choice, with the steps. It's kind of like us this morning. We had to be out of the Airbnb. So if any of you have ever been at a hotel or an Airbnb, you know you got to check out by like 10 or 11. Gabriel also had Q&A this morning with our thrivers from 10 to, and he shortened it a little bit just so that we could get the rest of the stuff packed up and in the truck. And then we have a gap between our next Airbnb tonight, which you can't check into like 3 or 4, right? So here we are, we're in the vehicle, we're getting all this stuff packed up, we're on the highway, we're driving down to Gabriel's sister's house, which I'm so grateful that she lives close by because we were able to like jump in the vehicle, be here. But even then, it's like a 40-minute drive. And there's all obstacles. There's obstacles. And I'm sharing this because this is such a great example of life. These are the obstacles. And I don't want you to let the obstacles, big or small, deter you or sway you from what you need to do. You still show up anyways. Even if there's a tech glitch, right? Connecting. It's like you're going to hold steady. But in that moment that you're holding steady, you got to check your own internal. And this isn't in the notes, but this came through this morning because while we're in this transition, right, we got to check our internal, because there's a pressure. And when there's pressure, pressure leads to anxiety. Anxiety leads to frustration. Frustration leads to anger, right? Like there's a pathway. If you could check that with yourself and you're like, whatever's happening in this moment, I'm going to return to my breath. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to get calm again. I'm going to find my stillness. I'm going to clear what's ever coming up so that I can maintain this balance, even if there's some wobble. It's like being on the tightrope. This is going to happen when you take a step. This might even happen today if you choose to take a step in any direction that is in alignment with your purpose. It's going to feel really great. It's going to feel solid. And then you're going to have some wobble moments. And those wobble moments might be fear. I'm going to need this back though in like about 10, 15 minutes. Okay. There might be fear that comes up. There might be holy F, like, what am I doing? There might be some insecurities that pop up. There might be some worldly things. Maybe the world tells you, hey, what are you doing? Are you sure you really want to take that step? Are you sure this is the right action? There might be, what are some other ones that we've seen come up with clients when they take a step, when they go to take action?
Well, there's uncertainty in terms of their skill level or if they are ready for what they're going to do. There's uncertainty in terms of if they really even want to do it, because sometimes they're undecided, right? And all these little wobbling things they do kind of feel like they're throwing us off, but we can take them as throwing us off, or we can take them as we now have to make micro adjustments, just like balancing on that balance rope, right? It's like, it looks from the outside as if that person is just walking a straight line and it's just all right all the way. But what's going on is that rope is constantly moving beneath them, and they're making micro adjustments in their body and balancing, right, while they're going, keeping that balance even though the rope is moving left and right. And that's kind of how it is in life too. Right? Things pop up, things show up. And then we make the micro adjustments necessary to stay in balance, right? Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's good.
That's what
And
it's-
and that's why we're bringing this up, because we
Yeah.
want you to pay attention to those micro adjustments in your own body,
Yeah.
especially as you start to make powerful moves. You know, the morning that I was speaking on stage, everybody's like, "Do you want a coffee? Do you want a coffee? Can I go get you a coffee?" Because they know I love really good espresso. And I was like, "Nope, no," I said, "I will not have a coffee until after I'm done speaking and leading meditation, because I know I'm going to be nervous." Even though Gabriel and I both, we've spoken on so many stages.
Yep.
Gabriel shared the stage with Michael Beckwith, Stevie Wonder, Black Eyed Peas, Shaka Khan, all sorts of incredible singers and leaders. He was in the Agape International Choir, so he would stand on stage and sing with these incredible artists. And some people would be all, you'd be starstruck and get nervous because you're like, "Holy f! Like, I'm singing on stage with Stevie Wonder. Like, what in reality is this
Yeah, that's
happening?" Right?
that's a-
And I could imagine, like, if it were me, I'd be like, I'd get nervous. Like, what if my voice cracks? I'm singing, I'm on note, then all of a sudden I'm like, and you're like, and Stevie Wonder is like, I heard y'all back there, right? Like, I would be nervous, right?
And I've spoken as a keynote speaker too, which yeah, it's like
Mhm.
it could be nerve-wracking, to be honest, right? If you take it that way. But once you get there and you realize that you're in that moment, it's up to you to maximize that moment,
Mhm.
right? And again, the micro adjustments, if you can make them,
Yeah.
help you to
really
do just that. Help you to do exactly that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like knowing, right? Like,
Yes.
how many of you like coffee or tea? I know I do. I like
I
it.
like coffee so much that I don't drink it. And that's honest. It smells so good to me that I actually don't drink it, because I know if I start drinking it,
He's
I'll be drinking a lot of
Yeah, all day.
it.
But if you know that, right? And you're like, okay, I know, and I get a little, maybe I get a little buzz, right? Or if you drink decaf, then maybe you don't. But
Yeah.
I just knew in that moment that that was a micro adjustment that I could make, because if I'm already going to have nerves be on the high, then I don't want to add more fire to my nervous system, right? I want to stay calm, relaxed. And interestingly enough, we had photo shoots that were part of our diamond package, our VIP package for this speaking thing that I went to,
Yeah.
Call to Lead. And she was like, "Relax." She's like, you look tense." I said, "Yeah, because I'm getting ready to get on stage in any minute. I don't even know when. It's whenever. Like, I just got to be ready." So for 2 hours from the beginning of the event till about 10:30, I held that energy. I had to hold that energy. So I was like, "I'm not going to enjoy a latte right now. I got to do a photo shoot." And she's asking me to relax. I got to there was a lot, right? So when you know that about yourself and you know that something is before you that is strengthening you, it's challenging you, it's pulling you outside of your comfort zone, it's still in alignment with what you want to do. And you're taking action steps that are a little bit like, like this has got me a little worked up. Then you want to do your best externally and internally to create those micro adjustments. Like, maybe you don't drink the coffee first thing. Maybe you wait till after you're done speaking on stage, right? Or micro adjustments like getting here, right? Taking a deep breath, like calming ourselves down, calming our nervous system before we even, and then of course, Facebook's doing the, connecting. We're like, so in that moment, I had an eye roll moment, but then I was like, I'm just going to take a deep breath, because that's all I can do right now. I could take a deep breath and trust. Comes back to what we talked about yesterday. Trust that everything's in alignment, and I'm just going to breathe. Maybe this reconnecting is giving me a moment to just arrive and be here,
Yeah.
right? Because normally before we go live, we're calm, we're relaxed, we say our little prayer, we do our little meditation, we ask the divine speaking through us, right? Okay. So these are all the micro adjustments, and this is real time that this is all happening. You can't plan or prepare for the curveballs in life, but you can be prepared, like we talked about yesterday. You can be prepared with tools internally
Yes.
that help you realign and get readjusted, right? That's one thing that you can have say over. You have say over your choices. You have say over your state. You have say over your attitude. You have say over your belief systems. You might not have say over all the micro adjustments and things that are coming at you in a day, but you have say over how you show up and who you are internally.
Yeah, and through your practice too, you have say over your preparation to a certain degree, right? Because you could drill that thing. If you're a singer, for instance, you do your vocal training and you do all that you can do to control all that you can control, but then the rest is you let go and you go there and you just do that thing fully, right? If you're an athlete, for instance, they spend most of their time practicing actually. An athlete's life is like most of your life is just practice. You're just doing a whole bunch of work for that 1 10-second moment or that one moment that flies by so quickly, the actual event. but all that is you in prep for it, right? And again, using practices to get yourself ready
Yeah.
for that moment.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So we're going to dive on into the workbook. If you don't have the workbook, message workbook in the comments and Alexandra will make sure that you get it. And we're going to dive into action. So this is really about inspired action, aligned action. And our intention for y'all today is, and actually let's do this together. If you can, eyes open or closed. I'm going to close mine for a second. And I just want you to connect to your breath and maybe place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, your solar plexus, because your solar plexus is the action, it's the fire, it's the will, it's the drive, it's the go. And we always want to make sure that our will and our forward motion is in alignment with our heart. And then we're going to bring our awareness into the top of the head so that we're also in alignment with our soul. So as you take this deep breath in, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in light and clarity and truth from the divine, from source, creator, God, the infinite. And take a deep breath in through your crown. So you're breathing light, life force in through your crown and you're breathing it into your chest. And then as you exhale, I want you to exhale out through your solar plexus. Imagine the breath, even though you're breathing out through your mouth, you're breathing out through your lungs. Imagine as you're exhaling, you're also releasing energy and life force through the solar plexus, because that's your action. And sometimes we get stuck, we get complacent. And sometimes we need some extra energy to take that step, to move us forward, to move the energy out of the solar plexus and into the world. So again, on the deep breath in, you're going to breathe in through your crown, into your heart. You're going to exhale and imagine energy and light beaming out through your belly, beaming out through your solar plexus. Again, take another deep breath in. You're breathing in through your crown, right into your heart. And then you're exhaling and you're breathing this breath out through the solar plexus. Imagine light moving out so that we're opening up our will center, opening up our action center, opening up our ability to take a step. Again, take another deep breath in, breathing in through the crown, breathing from source into the heart, and then exhale out through the solar plexus. And just breathe in this way for a moment. And as we're breathing in this way, we're going to set the intention that our action, our steps, our choice today and every day be in alignment with this higher energy, be in alignment with source, be in alignment with creator God, the infinite, the divine. And as I breathe this breath, I'm breathing light into my body, aligning source with my heart, and then powering up my ability to say yes, powering up my ability to take a step, powering up my trust center, my will center, knowing that every step, every choice is in alignment with the divine. My choices are in alignment with source. My choices are in alignment with creator. My choices are in alignment with my soul. My choices are in alignment with my higher self. And just feel that as you're breathing in this way for a moment, as the divine itself is streaming and pouring through you, entering in through your crown, supplying your heart with so much clarity, love, support, nourishment. And then imagine the energy flowing out through the solar plexus, paving the way with light, golden light, white light, streaming through you to bless your path, supportive energy nourishing your path, and that your steps are in full alignment. May my steps be in full alignment today. May my choices be in full alignment today. And as I feel this, I allow the divine energy in my higher self to flow through me, to make decisions with me, to take steps through me. And so it is.
So it is.
Well, that feels a whole lot better. A whole lot better. So good. Yes, Carmen, Alexandra will send you a message and she'll get you the workbook, okay? So that you have that 100%. Amazing. How did that all feel? I'd love to hear in the comments how that felt for you. Hmm. I needed a reset. Me too. Whew. I was feeling so much like from frenetic energy. So wonderful. Made me think of the line from The Wizard of Oz, follow the yellow brick road. I love that. Felt so good, recalibrated, amazing, needed that.
Beautiful.
So good. So happy to hear that. That's exactly it. And sometimes it's as simple as that, right? It's like that didn't take long. It's just dropping in, right? Me too. It's so fun. Reset and go, right? Like it's perfect timing. And this is the thing we forget, right? Like we get so like up in the energy. And then the moment we just go, wait a second, just wait 1 second. Like I could just pause. I could take a deep breath. I can reconnect. And just learning those simple flows, like there's all these different energy flows. Gabriel and I both have learned over the years from Qigong, meditation, yoga, Shen, which is spiritual human energy nexus, and all sorts of energy flows, even Reiki, chakra balancing. You learn these different techniques, Kundalini yoga, you learn these different techniques of how breath and energy and light swirl together. And just these simple practices can move a lot of energy in a very short time, right? So it brings you into that feeling of being refreshed. Exactly that. So good. So, so good. Welcome, Yancy. I think I saw a few new people join. So I just want to make sure that I say hi and welcome everyone. Because, I said this the other day that if we saw you in person, we'd give you a big hug and welcome you to the space. Hi, Christy. Thank you for being here. Hi, Yancy. Hi, Carmen. Thank you so much for being here. And so if you need the workbook, I think that's Laura too. I think I see Laura. It's great to see you. If you need the workbook, just let us know and Alexandra will make sure. It's Jen Dove. There it is. You did? Really?
I saw Yancy.
It's like, that's a really cool name. I love it. Hugs are so therapeutic. So good. Okay, so today, purpose comes alive through aligned action. I just want to pause there and talk about that for a second. Your purpose, once you start to feel your purpose and you know your purpose and you have some clarity about it, if we don't take aligned action, it just stays in this etheric energy and nothing much else happens, right? We are meant to move. Your bodies are built to move. The whole world is built to move, created to move. There's movement in the elements, there's movement in the energy. It's the same thing with us. You know that if you stagnate for too long, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it's not going to be good for anybody, right? Stagnation is not good for anybody. So we want to be able to get into alignment with aligned action so that the purpose pieces, the pieces of your puzzle, your purpose puzzle start coming in. And then you start to move this energy forward, right? So we're going to explore what it means to do the thing really from that place of following your soul's call and leading with even more courage, serving in love, right? This is why we bring the heart in. So the very next page says aligning your will with purpose. I totally forgot that we were even talking about that. So the fact that I just
No, it happens.
right?
It always goes that way.
That we just did that exercise. I
Yeah.
actually forgot that that was the piece because I didn't have time to review this morning. And so I just love that this is like aligned. Of course it is, right? Aligning your will center with your purpose. So how to distinguish, and there's a little space there for you to write, how to distinguish your soul aligned purpose from ego driven ambition, right? Ego driven ambition feels very different than soul aligned. So let's talk about that for a second. Do you want to describe what it would feel like if somebody made an ego-driven
ambition?
Uh-huh.
Okay, ego-driven ambition is usually given to you by the world. All right, and when I say that, what I mean is we usually look out on the world and we see something that someone has that's making them happy, or we see something that we think might make us happy out there. So always watching the world firstly, right? And then we think that if we get that thing, then we too can be happy or can feel secure or can feel safe. For instance, in most people's cases, it was with guys in particular. Let's talk about guys, right? They would probably see like a red sports car that they like. And as a child, you may have played with little red sports cars or whatever, but either way, you had an image come to you that this fast, flashy vehicle would somehow add something to your experience. And so most guys, adult males, right, a lot of them have the idea of having that red flashy sports car. But when they finally get it, which most of them actually do because they visualized it long enough, right? A lot of them do. When they get there and they have it, they realize that, it's nice. But now what?
Mhm.
Now what? Because it didn't really make them happy. For instant, it does. It gives you a little shimmer, a little glimmer. But then as time progresses, you see, well, what now? And then you start looking for something bigger or something better to, to fill that space a bit better. And that's the point. When it's ego driven, even if you do acquire it, there is not the amount of satisfaction from it or long lasting satisfaction that you would have thought would be there at the end of it all.
Yeah.
Right. So ego driven is like, again, you look on the world and you see something that might give you something or offer to your experience. And then when you get there, you realize, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't quite what I expected. Right. It's not going to last for long. Go ahead. Yeah.
And on a mild note, like you might have some smaller ego driven creations, like, I don't know, you do need a new car, or
You do.
you know, you need a new laptop, or you need a new phone, or you need a new something, right? Or you want some new clothes. It's okay. It's okay to want and desire and to have that.
It is.
But you're not going to put all your efforts and all your time and energy and all your focus just behind getting a new wardrobe, right? Because it's going to take you off course. If you only have so many hours in a
Yes.
day, so much time, so much available, everything, right? That if I'm focused on that, just focused 100% on getting a new wardrobe,
What's the rest of your life doing? Right.
right? Like,
Yeah.
how fulfilled are we?
Yeah.
And how much are we actually on purpose?
Yeah.
Right?
And there's one more element I'll talk about quickly just to summarize it. Is this. When we do set out to get those things that we're going to get, the real idea behind it, and this is why it's really ego driven, the real idea behind it is it will somehow either offer us a sense of safety in the world or satisfaction. Right?
And it's okay.
And it's okay. That's really what we're going after. And that's why it's ego driven, because that's what the ego is responsible for. That's its domain. Right? It'll either have you, like if it's a house or something like that that you see that's amazing or whatever, you pretend, or you in your mind, you say, when this happens, that'll be amazing. I'll have this much fun and it'll be this great. And I'll invite my friends over and I'll do this, and all that is great. That's actually great. But again, the actual experience of it versus the expectation of it are slightly going to be misaligned. They're not going to be exactly what you expected. Right? And that's how the ego plays with you a little bit to keep you enthralled and in its activity. It'll promise you things, basically. Right?
And we want to go deeper. And again, we asked you guys this on Monday, so I'm going to ask it again. How many of you know and can sense and can feel that there's a deeper conversation that the world is having right now? Yeah. I think we all sense it. People are asking bigger questions. There's a depth in the conversation. And even when, we've worked with some like very wealthy people, like billionaires, like for real, like some of the most wealthy people in the world. Okay. Like for real wealth that would just be like, what? Like people that have a helicopter pad in their backyard, people that have 5 different properties, people that invest in movies because they have that much money. You know what I mean? People that have elevators like in multiple wings of their homes, right? Like, and the one thing that all of them have in common that I've heard over the last 23 years is this. I have all the money in the world. Now what?
Yeah.
Now what do I do? And some of us are like in that space where we're wanting more wealth, and that's okay.
Yeah.
When you can do both, when you can start to have more abundance and wealth come in and be aligned in your soul purpose, you're in a sweet spot. You're in a spot where actually most people are just now starting to have these bigger conversations. But there's a lot of people that are now going, okay, well, now what? And then there's a lot of people that are like, I'm happy with my life. I've got this incredible job. I like what I'm doing. I've been doing this work for however long. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I feel fulfilled. And they're also asking a bigger question. Now what? I feel like I'm being called to serve. I was sitting beside a woman who she is very, very successful. Very successful. Her husband is a surgeon. She has a Facebook ads and media strategy company. And she was saying to me, she's been doing that for so long now, like 15 years. She's very good at what she does. She's a very successful business. But she said to me, what I wrote down, especially after I shared, she said, what I wrote down was, I want everything that you're talking about. I want everything that you and your husband are teaching and doing. I want the spirituality. I want the manifestation. I want the intuition. I want the luxury of time. I want health and vitality. I want to have more space to be able to just sit and be and connect to the divine and connect to creator. I want that. That's what a lot of people are asking for. And so many of us here, we're like, we've already been doing that. How many here would say that you're already like dialed into your intuition? Your intuition. Right. So we're like, okay, we got that piece. How many of you here would say that you already have a deep understanding or knowing about manifestation, co-creation? Right? How many of you here already meditate and have some sort of spiritual practice? Right? How many of you know how to self-heal and alchemize? Right? So we have all of this already. We have what many people want and desire right now. So do you know what that tells me? That tells me that those of us, you and I here, that have already been doing a lot of this spiritual work, this work, this stuff, the light work, we have what a lot of people are searching for. And that gets me very excited because that means many of you here are actually in prime position to rise up if you choose to become the next leaders in your work, in your light work, if you choose it. That gets me very, very excited because that's bigger than just us. That's bigger than just the work that we've done and the path that we walked. This is now, we're stepping into a higher level of conversation of leadership. We're stepping into a higher level of conversation of actualizing our purpose because we've done all this groundwork already. How many of you relate to this and are feeling something about this? Yeah, like I feel it and it has me feel fired up. I had somebody like make fun of me because I said that I was fired up. They were like, I'm fired up in Jesus. And I'm like, good for you. Like, I'm fired up in the divine. Like, it's all the same conversation, but don't like poo poo on me because I'm saying I'm fired up. I'm fired up because it's that energy, it's that life force, it's that passion because I know the alignment. That's the difference. The soul alignment will have you feel something big. It will have you feel something charged. You will feel lit up. You will feel like, whoo, like I feel it. And I can feel it rising in me even as I'm talking about it right now. Can you guys feel that? Right? It brings joy. It brings elevation. It brings a movement. It brings an expansion. It brings like, whoo, the energy goes. And one thing that I know for sure, like I got chills right now on my head and on my arms. When we talk to clients, this happens all the time. Clients will come and they'll be like, okay, so I'm considering like, I've got this option, I've got this option, I've got this option. Sometimes there's like 2 or 3 options. And I'll say, okay, well, let's hear them, talk about them. And they start talking about them and I'm feeling and I'm listening. And as I'm doing that, they're feeling and they're listening. And I know and I could feel. And I was like, okay, there's one that really stood out. Like, can you feel that? And you can hear it. You can hear it in their voice when they start talking about it. You can feel it in the energy when they start talking about it. You can feel it's a palpable energy. And I will say to them, you know what? That's You could choose whatever you want, but that one right there, when you started talking about it, the whole energy container went, vroom, it went up and it expanded. My hair's standing on end. I've got full body chills. That's alignment. And that's alignment with your soul. That's not just the ego saying, I want to build a retreat center, or I want to make a big difference in the world, or I want to have big impact, or I want to take this work that I've been mastering for however long to clients in whatever capacity. Did you know that the stuff that you guys have mastered, like y'all put your hand up to, that you could bring that into so many different vehicles and ways? You could be a hairdresser and help people. You could be a financial advisor and help people through this medium. You could be a healer, a coach, a speaker, and help people through this medium. You could be an interior designer and help people with this work. You could, and we're going to bring some people up on a panel here in a moment to talk about how purpose shows up through them in many different ways. It doesn't always have to look like I'm going to be a coach and I'm going to be a speaker and I'm going to be a healer. It's about knowing that you already are. It's like we talked about, I already am a teacher. Okay, so what medium am I going to teach? We already are healers. So what medium are we going to heal? We already are coaches. So in what way are we going to coach? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the difference? Sometimes we get so jammed up and locked up in our minds about, well, it's got to look like this. It's got to be this way. It doesn't have to look any cookie cutter way. I want to give you full freedom and liberation right now that it can look your way. And there's many different ways for as many people and differentiation as there is in the world. It can look all those different ways. Just like I spoke about yesterday with the 2 sisters, both nurses, saw that there was a need for the transition between not needing to go into a nursing home, but also needing care, but not ready for that level. So they created it. And they're being nurses and leaders through that medium. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a difference. So I'd love to bring up our panel. And then we have some little circles that we want you to fill in, okay? So if our panel's ready, if you could just raise your hand and come on camera for me, that would be really great. I would love that. Let me just open it up here. Yes, and we got the sisters. Okay, great. So I'm going to introduce our panel for today. These are clients of ours who have been in our world for some a long time, some short. And they all come from similar energy. There's a similar energy signature. And as we got to know them, especially because we got to see them recently in person, it's so fun when we get to see you guys because there's this anchoring of joy and love and heart expansion. And so I want to bring up Amelia and Kat and Victoria, because these ladies, they are doing some incredible things in the world. It gives me chills to just think about it. And I'm going to speak, you guys can speak into when you each come up. I'm going to invite you to share what you do in the world, but I want to speak into the energy of how we know you. And so with Amelia, she is this ray of light. And we both found out we're both Aquarius. And we were like, oh, that makes so much sense because there's so much similarities in like the energy and how we express and what we like, how we just move through the world. And she has so much love and so much light. And she was like, I'm going to make you the best espresso. And I was running around doing mock 1,000 things, right? And she's like, I hope it's really good. Like she was there to be like, I see you, sister, and let me just take care of you for a moment. And so, Amelia, I would love for you to introduce yourself and let everybody know what you do in the world.
I hope it was the best espresso. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. It's nice to meet everyone. It's funny. I didn't know how to answer, like when I was asked, thank you so much for asking me to speak. And I'm actually happy to say I don't have my development is so rapid. So that's sort of my claim to fame right now. It's when I finally found you guys after searching through groups and trying and all these different things and not learning the fundamentals of who I actually am, which was the piece that was missing, which is why I can go and start a business, I can go and do all these things, but there were always disconnects. And at the end, I will have succeeded and I don't feel attached to the work. So, and it was because I wasn't in it. So when I finally discovered, first it was Thrive and now the Light Leadership, I've grown exponentially. And I didn't realize that I had layers of really, really deep, and I became a master at covering these layers, like just putting them away and not dealing with them. And I didn't know that they were there. And just when I thought that, actually, Gabriel and I just the other day, just going through the exercises and being vulnerable and in the space. And now I meditate differently. I connect differently. My vision is clear. I can see where I'm going. I know where I'm going to go. I know where those people are, and they find me all the time anyways. The broken part was it's these layers that I have masked and worked through, and I would do anything not to deal with them because they hurt too much, right? So we worked through one, and so I went into all my notes, and I'm taking my work seriously because my purpose, which I'm heading toward, I mean, I'm still in it, but I can't say, here's my company name. I'm not there yet. But the purpose, I am absolutely living it. I'm just working through the me pieces because I want, like when you were describing the part that makes you come alive, that was the part that was missing. And I've always known that, but doing it is something totally different. And it's difficult to find a group to be safe in enough to be able to say, I'm broken and I'm afraid, like I'm afraid to deal with my hurts, and I cover them up and I don't want to talk about them. And so they're not covered up and we talk about them all the time now, but there was a big one the other day where I was working through some of the amazing progress I've made in the last, Gabriel and I have been working on energy shaping, and I'd say, what is it, Gabriel, like a month since our festival?
Yeah,
That's it, right? So since then, I can just see clearer, and energetically my openness is just, it's flowing and flowing. And so I know that when I'm able to say, here's my company name, and I'm doing all these things, I know that I'm in that because all of my other work, whether what doesn't really matter how good or how bad it turned out, there was just a disconnect, and the disconnect was like me. I hadn't found myself yet. So all the switches are on now, and I'm just, I'm ready to go. So that's sort of how I ended up. I can't say the company name or whatever the case
That's
may be.
okay. I think
But
it's beautiful though, because that's part of what's in the works, right? It's like me thinking about what's this big movement that I can feel coming through me, and it's being formed.
yeah,
It's constantly being formed. And I love that you bring that forward. And can you give some context too? Because I didn't even know, like when we were connecting on such a deep level that I didn't even know some of the other work that you had done in your past. So can you just give them a snippet of like just for context?
oh
Because I
my
want
God.
people to hear that it's like, it's not just, because I think sometimes in this world, people think, oh yeah, well, of course they're going to attract like the healers and the coaches in the world, but it's more than that.
No, I come from multimedia. I was working in so CanWest Media Works is Canada's largest multimedia company. Or I don't think that they've been bought by the US yet, but anyways, so I was working on global shows and all of our newspapers multinationally, and so I was the director of communications for them. And being the empathetic person, I can always find places to love people easily. But that's still, I've only just discovered this. It's still not dealing with my stuff first. And so that becomes a bit of a cyclic problem where I'm not solid here. And so there's always going to be brokenness. I haven't dealt with myself. And so I've come from that world. I went into film production. It's always kind of been media centered. I've run 2 charities here. And again, motivations are all good. But when you start to see there was a common thread, I would work like an absolute maniac, and I would overgive and overwork and over everything. And now I know why that is, but that was only as of 2 days ago with Gabriel. So, and I'm doing the work, and I'm open and doing the things. So it's not that I wasn't in all of those like all that beautiful work, and I've done great stuff, and I've helped and reached people. Those weren't it was giving, that was a little bit of a little window into what the purpose is. And so I don't think that it's the journey is this beautiful thing. We're never that disconnected from ourselves that we don't show up somewhere, right? And so I was still showing up in all of those different things. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I've had a natural way of helping people always, but that was not and is not the industry as yet.
Yet, exactly. That's so good. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to bring you back up in a second, but thank you so much for sharing that, because I think
Thank you.
it helps people just align to know that it doesn't matter what industry or background that you have had or walked, that there's the potential for your purpose to flow through in new ways in every situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
so
good.
much.
Thank you, honey. And let's bring up the twins, Kat and Victoria. I want to introduce you to them because they, oh my gosh. So we first met Victoria through, I think it was through Gabby, and Gabby got,
No, we met Kat first.
Kat first. Oh yeah,
Yes,
Kat first. Kat first,
Kat.
Gabby, and Gabby through Alexandra.
Yeah.
So see how these things like all connect. And Kat came into Thrive last year, well over a year ago, maybe almost 2 years ago now, I think. And then we got to meet her over 2 years ago in one of our in-person retreats, and she brought her son because we have family-friendly retreats. So while the adults are doing their thing, we have Megan is usually here, and she's facilitating the kids camp while the adults are doing their thing. And so we got to know Kat, and she, oh my gosh, she's so grounded, and she's so kind, and she's so loving. And she's got a lot of creative ideas, a lot of creativity. And many times when I talk to her on the phone, I'm listening to her, and I'm listening to all the incredible work that she does from a marketing perspective. And I'm like, we need that. We need that. We need that, which I still have to follow up with your email, by the way. But I'm like, we need that. And so even in that respect, I'm like, we need that service, right? And so, and then I want to speak into Victoria, because the twins are sitting there, and you're going to see when they come on camera, they're going to come on camera together. So then Kat introduced us to her sister, Victoria, and then Victoria came in and started working with us in different capacities in Thrive. We did some one-to-one work together with some intimate stuff around partnership. And now she's in Light Leadership. And when I met Victoria, I was like, and we have twins too, right? So I'm like, there's such a similarity in you two. And yet there you can feel the energetic difference in you both as well. And then Victoria comes along with this like very calm and expanded, like she wants to change the world. There's big expansion happening in her field, and she wants babies and love and all the things. And I'm like, let's do this already. Like, let's have all the things. Let's do and create all the things. And most recently, which is really cool, she had this vision and dream. And I remember she told us about it when we first started working together, about having her own booth at one of the home shows. And I posted about it because when I saw the thread, our Thrive thread light up, and I was like, oh my God, this is so good. She actually had a booth at the show. So there's so much expansion happening with both these ladies. And we got to meet Victoria in person at our last gathering, and her sister was there. Like everybody was, it was like a big family gathering, and it was so much fun. And even though I know you were moving through some big things, which we do sometimes, your heart, both of you, your hearts are so beautiful and loving and family centered and kind and grounded. And so I'm really grateful that you're both here. I would love for you to say hi and tell everybody the specifics around what you guys do in the world as well.
Hi, thank you.
No
Thank
pressure.
you, Tara and Gabriel, for such a nice and warm introduction, and thank you for having us. Of course, so I've been with you guys in Thrive. It'll be 2 years in January. I actually signed up on my birthday. We're also Aquariuses, so yay. And so my kind of what I'm all about is I've been in marketing for almost 12 years, and I've always been kind of on the kind of back end. Like I'm working for a company, making things happen, but I'm kind of on the out, like kind of at the back. So before joining you guys, like I didn't really have like a vision, like a purpose, so to say, like where is life going? I just separated from my husband. I became like, now it's like I'm a single mom. Like I literally had no idea where my life is going. It was literally day by day, burning through my savings, like surviving. Then talking to Gabriel, I was like, you know what, this is it. I don't want to live like this. The money, I'll find it from somewhere. It literally dropped from the sky. Like if I were to think right now, like I don't know where it came from. I can't tell you. But 2 years in, I feel like I can say that every day, I'm able to push myself. Like sometimes it does feel like survival because life happens. But the vision has become a lot clearer, where even seeing you guys in person, it is an unexplainable thing that happens. I walk away, like my life changes completely. Like it's crazy. Last July, it happened. I had the best summer ever with my son. This August, it happened, and I walked away, and I'm like, I can't go back to the same life. So, it's through your kind of guidance and community, I've been able to find what I love to do and step out from that like behind the scenes type of role, and get out in the world a little bit more. So I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. I forgot that you guys were Aquarius too. I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, Aquarius is in the house today, representing. Thank you so much, Victoria.
Hello. Yes, so I've been a part of the community for September was a year, and then now I just joined the leadership course as well. So it's been a few months. I'm a kitchen bath designer. I do interior design as well. I've been doing this for 15 years, but in the last 3 years, I went out on my own. But going out on my own and having my own business, that's a whole other adventure or experience, right? That not a lot of people tell you about. So there's
It's
the
a
ups,
whole
there's
other
the
ball
downs.
game.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love what I do. It's not, for me, it's not just a job. Like to me, like sometimes I can't believe I get paid to do this. But on the flip side, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of, so, and then there's like the personal life. But like when it's hard to describe because it's more of a feeling. Like I always feel for the last year, I feel very supported. Like I feel very held and supported. And yes, like things happen in life and it's not all rainbow and butterflies, but you give you give like actual tools that you can do, and then it becomes easy, it becomes clear, it becomes easier in a sense. um because I work with people all the time, I'm always with people, and that energy exchange is also, like seeing a couple clients a day, and I'm sure you guys know, you feel like drained after. Like I feel like I ran a marathon, and not in a bad sense, but it's a different type of experience, I guess, or work. So being a part of this and having classes every week and having practices every week, I've never felt so supported. Just in general, right? Like support, and then just knowing that everything is working out the way it's supposed to work out.
So powerful.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I agree with you. That support is so important. This is something that I've learned along the way, that if we are doing something solo, that's fine. We can move a lot. Many of us are the workhorses. We can go. We can give her, as we'd say in Northern Ontario. And then there's a point where our nervous system goes, yeah, I don't know, this is so good for me, right? And then all of a sudden we go, yeah, I actually really want support. I would love for someone to just make me a coffee. I would love for someone to just come and give me a hug. I would love for someone to just like rush in and be like, you're doing a great job. You got this, right? And so that support is so, so key. And I love what you both have shared. And what I'd love to ask you, I have one question for each of you, because when it comes to our purpose, right? And this is the big thing, the big conversation right now is, what's this next layer of our purpose look like? And as you three have been tuning into, and you're in classes with us, you're in the energy and the vibe with us, and we're going to have this conversation even more in from now until the end of the year. So we're going to refine it. However, right now in this moment, as you tune in, and I know y'all can do that, as you tune in and you feel into the next layer of your purpose, can you share a quick either piece that you're bringing in that you're feeling is a part of your purpose, or a step, some new step? And I know some of you are taking some big steps. So can you share a step that's either in alignment with the purpose that's already dropped, or a new layer that you can see and feel is unfolding? And whoever wants to share, go for it.
I can quickly share a new layer. I like you said, we're very family oriented, and like it's really important for me to kind of bring that into, like, create a vision that fits my son. And I'm very clear that I need to leave the city. And the layer to my purpose is like surrounding myself to be in a place where I can grow and I'm not bogged down or distracted by the little things that are going on. So that's something that I'm like working towards, or like it's a vision I've never ever had before. So it's like an extra layer of like bringing that into play that I think will kind of shift a lot of the things that I do.
I love that. I remember when that dropped in your last session, and that was one of those times where I was like, when you were talking about it, it was like the
Yeah.
energy got expansive. So all of you who are listening and hearing this, let's hold space for one another. This is why community is so important, because we get to, when we hear someone else's next layer, we get to hold space for each other. We get to see it as such, knowing that it is and knowing that it's done. So we're going to hold that space for you, for ease, for grace, and knowing that it all is unfolding perfectly. Who would like to share a piece next between the two of you? Well, either Amelia or Victoria.
Yes, I'm thinking. I guess for me, the next layer would be it's so intertwined because I want to be a mother, but I also want to have a showroom, like a little boutique showroom. and not just for work, but like for community to come together. So whether it's our flower workshops, because we also do flowers, by the way. We do wedding flowers with our mom. Um, like flower workshops, bringing some like light to people, right? Like playing with flowers is so fun and easy, right? So having this little boutique, but then having like a little, keep seeing this little girl with me with her little pigtails like running around and building that for her, like having leaving a legacy for her. So like having more like a higher purpose, not just for me to make money. Yes, sure, that's great. But yeah, so bringing in kiddos and flowers and community.
I love that so much. So much joy. I feel that. I love being in flowers. Like I could just sit in flowers all day. There's such a beauty and a magic with that. And I love that you bring that forward in terms of even the legacy, right? Because this is the bigger conversation for all of us right now, is to be asking those questions and having those conversations about what is that next generation. We're going to talk about that a little bit today, but more tomorrow, because that's part of the reciprocity. When we start thinking beyond just like, yes, it's us and it's our journey, and the bigger conversation of how is this impacting the greater whole. So I love that you're bringing that in. I think that's so beautiful. I will be there for sure. I will be hanging out there all the time. I love it. So beautiful. Thank you. Amelia.
So it's funny, and again, you guys are used to my pace. It's like I go to sleep and I've made a big leap, and then the next morning there's something else, and it's been going very, very quickly, and I couldn't be more open and excited about it. So this actually just dropped in, I'd say a couple of days ago, and it was like, I can't make all your fancy sounds, Tara. I do love them. But so it just dropped in, and it's funny that Kat, you just used the word community, right? Yeah. Oh, it was Victoria. Sorry, you guys always confuse me. I love you both equally. Identically. I love you identically. So, but that word community has been coming about, and words have been coming up a lot, and they've been feeling very comfortable. So they feel very, very real and very alive. And so the words community keeps coming up. And I have this vision. I'm going to go so far as to say it's like a healing method, and it has been developing quickly. And Gabriel and I had a great talk a month ago, and it has just been like spiraling forward quickly. And so I wrote it all down. We addressed a major one the other day, and even then it's starting to flow. But the word community is like, with all of this, where on earth do I begin, really? Like, how does that start? And then the word community came up. And so something that I've noticed, and because I'm all over the place all the time, I'm on the phone, I'm talking to people, and I have friends all over the place, there seems to be something that happens. And it's that the community is not just my local community. It's not just in Justin. Is that the people that seem to need something that I have to say in my unique ways, they find me one way or another. I could be in a grocery store. It could be vicariously through someone. So I've been doing this for a long time. And so that word community now is, I think, Gabriel, we're going to talk, well, I mean, tonight, I actually have questions about this very thing that we're going to talk about tonight. And it's creating an online space and moving forward what that might look like. And so I'm just there right now, which shouldn't shock either of you, but it's just now. And so I think there is enough to say, and I think that there's a natural step and a progression, and I believe that that's the next one, is creating a space for people with questions that can find me there, or find the information and find a community there. I mean, this community has changed my life completely, and you know that. When I came to you, I couldn't even talk. I don't think I have any trouble talking about anything now. It's getting me to shut up that's a trick.
So good.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I love this so, so much. I feel this for you. Gabriel and I have talked about this many times. See, the fun thing about us working together too, not just like being partners and parents together, it's like we get to hold you all in this really high bubble of light all the time. Even Alexander, like we're always having like really beautiful, powerful conversations about all of you. And so I want us again all to hold everything that Amelia has said, everything that Victoria and Kat have said. And we want to see that vision, that energy, that higher purpose coming in and knowing that it is, and knowing that it is done, and knowing that it continues to be in the full alignment for their purpose, their path, and everything that you all are creating. And it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies, for being here and for taking the time to pop on. I know when you're not used to like coming on camera, I know it's like something, it's a bit of a stretch. So I also want to acknowledge, and all of us acknowledge, give a lot of love to these ladies because we're used to being on camera a lot. So it's easy. It's no big deal for us. For sometimes when people aren't used to that, like I really want to acknowledge you all and just say thank you so much for showing up and taking the courage and having the courageous energy to come forward and to really be able to share with your full hearts.
In other words, we're saying you rocked.
Yeah.
We're grateful.
It
Thank
rocked.
you.
Thank you
rocked.
so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if any of you have any questions for the ladies, you know, I know that we have a really big, beautiful, awesome community. So feel free to reach out. Like if you have any questions about their work or what they're up to, or even questions about working with us. I know sometimes in this world, there's so much available out there. And there's a lot sometimes that comes at us and we're like, okay, which way do I go? Our intuition tells us one thing, and then you got to do diligence sometimes, right? Like it's okay to be like, let me like check out this person. Let me check out this school. Let me check out this program. Let me check out these people, you know? So feel free to reach out. Yeah, Alexandra, go for it.
Okay, I have to interject because I just want to highlight something. I think it was Kat that brought it forward, but just so everyone hears this, because I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to. And I remember speaking to you, Kat, like having that initial conversation. Like I physically remember where I was by the water, my kids were in the background, and you were kind of digging in with me to, you know, like what was happening in your world. And it was that like not knowing, like I know a little bit of what I need, but I don't know how it's going to come to fruition. Like I know that this is right for me, but I don't know how I'm going to figure it out. And even now, it's like you can't even recall. You can't even recall like how it dropped in or where that support came from. And I really want to highlight this because I've had like the highest opportunity to be able to watch this literal magic happen like over and over and over again. Like this is part of my purpose is connecting. I know that. I've learned that over the last decade. And the work I get to do here is I really get to talk, listen, feel, and Tara and I, you know, like we have conversations all the time, whether you're, you know, a current member in one of our programs, whether you're in our larger community or just like someone in one of our worlds, like we talk all the time and we have this like intuitive knowing of like, I know this person would benefit so highly from this, right? So I know that as a part of my purpose. And when I get to watch and witness people have these conversations and go from a place of, I have no idea like how this is going to work to like y'all just heard, like you listened, right? To like the numerous opportunities and spaces and places that all three of you stepped into from where you started, right? And in what I would say is like an actual, like really small amount of time. Like this is not, we're not talking about a decade worth of changes, right? Like we're talking about like less than a year. And so I need to highlight that and share that here because I hear it often and people know like the alignment piece is what's most important. If you feel like, yes, like this is, I need community. I need more conversation like this. I want to feel fired up. Like I want that in my world. And then taking that step and like taking that action and letting it fall into place, like building the trust. And I think that was a really big piece for like all three of you that were sharing, right? You were building trust in yourself to be able to like step forward. And then again, like us being able to witness, I am amazed by it each and every time, right? Because we go from that space of, I don't know to like, yes, I'm ready for the next one, right? Like sign me up. On all levels, right? Whether it's programs or relationships or, you know, home shows and moving places and relationships and family, like all these big, beautiful things. So I want to echo that because I know that's relatable for everyone. And this is where like we really encourage you to have these conversations with us. If I didn't have that conversation with Gabby, I think 5 years ago, I would have never connected with Kat, and then we would have never connected with Victoria, right? Like it's this big, beautiful web, but just that openness to having a conversation, like what could this look like? And how could this fit? And then let it flow. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share with you guys because I think
So
it's so
beautiful.
important. So like book those clarity calls and have those conversations because they're important.
I agree with you. Thank you so much for sharing that. I agree with you. And I think the big thing that I want to highlight that Alexandra said too is that these are like short windows of time. Like what's being created here, and this is what we see in our community all the time. Things are happening in such a short period of time. The transformation that we see with all of you, that are clients, these things are like big, big, beautiful expansion moments in like weeks to months, not 10 years, not 5 years. And then when you look back at a whole year and you go, holy smokes, like look at look at all the expansion. This is what we get to do here. This is what we get to do together. This is what we get to do with each other. And so definitely, if you feel called and you have until 3 p.m., if you book the Align with Purpose call, you're going to jump on the phone with either myself, Alexander, or Gabriel. We have some secret things for you, secret gifts for you, okay, that are only being revealed. They're not going to be talked about publicly. They're only being revealed in that on that call, okay? So Alexander, if you could post the link again in the 2 places, that would be really great. And then we want to finish off the content with you, and then when we want to speak a little bit about what this next step could be for you, for some of you, for many of you, right? So when you come back to your notes, and thank you ladies again for sharing, there are 3 circles there, okay? And we might take some time and expand upon them a little bit more, maybe tomorrow. We'll give them to you now to contemplate. And then I think just this is what intuitively is coming in right now is we'll expand upon the conversation of these 3 pieces tomorrow. Okay, because I want to honor time for everybody too. And those that are VIP, we're going to stay on for an extra hour afterwards as well. Okay. So it says there's 3 circles, and then I think there's a space for you to write the sacred triad, or maybe that's already written there for you, the sacred triad. Okay. So we're going to give you what these 3 pieces are. And then for soul work, we want you to go contemplate them, and then we'll talk about them tomorrow. Okay. Does that sound good for everybody? Super clear? Okay. So the first one is purpose, which we've been talking about. This is your purpose. The second one is vision. So this is the vision, like the ladies mentioned vision, a vision that they have. The third one is contribution. So it's how we are of service, our contribution to the world. Okay. So we're going to give those to you to contemplate tonight into tomorrow, even if you're catching the replay, and then we'll have a discussion about it tomorrow. So come ready to workshop tomorrow. Is that good? Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. So the next page then is aligned action, and there's lots of space on the next page for you to write, because you know your aligned action, your soul and your higher self knows your aligned action. We can help tune into that aligned action. This is why it's so great if you can book a call, because in this time, in this window, in this masterclass, this is the time to have that conversation with one of us. What is that next step? It's not a sales call. This is just to find out, to get clarity around, and think of it as like align with purpose call. This is to get clarity around what the next step is, or maybe what your purpose is. What's the depth? What's the layer? So you have lots of space here to write the aligned action. Below that, it says, what is your aligned action that will support you in doing the thing? Okay, so what is the aligned action or your aligned action that will support you in doing the thing? And there's lots of space there for you to write. We want you to contemplate this. We have an exercise for you. We'll see how time unfolds here. If we need to, we might record it and then we'll put it in the podcast so that you guys have access to it. I put some music behind it. And we want you to really dial in to the purpose conversation, what you're feeling, what the big energy is, and then what feels naturally in alignment. When I tune into the next layer of purpose, for example, like this movement that I've been feeling dropping down, it came through so strong today. I was talking to Creator, my higher self, and I said, okay, am I in full alignment right now with everything I need to be doing? And they said, no. And I was like, no. I was like, what the frig? I was like, I feel like I'm in alignment. I'm like, I'm doing all the things. I'm teaching. I love all these things I'm going through. And I'm like justifying, right? And they said, you need to up the conversation about leadership. You are here to lead the leaders. There's a reason why you and Gabriel have attracted and danced and been around leaders, leaders in the world, leaders who are doing big things. Even when Gabriel and I, you met all of the pro pickleball players, and they're like, from a leadership perspective, they need certain things that we offer to lead a big movement, to not, this is, and this is what dropped down. They said, you're not just speaking to the people who want to live a mediocre life. That's not, those aren't your people. You're speaking to the people who are in this higher conversation of, I know I came here with some big gifts, with some big light. I'm ready to activate them. I'm ready to elevate them. I'm ready to embody them. Let's go. Let's create bliss on earth, joy on earth, heaven on earth, however it looks for you. Not following my cookie cutter life, not following Gabriel's, your life, your puzzle. And this is the conversation to lead in light. And even on the way here, Gabriel and I were talking, and maybe you could share a little bit about this in terms of your purpose and what you know of yourself, because we were saying sometimes, and some of you might relate to this, you might feel like your purpose is really big. Like our purpose sometimes feels so big that it's challenging to even put into words. Right? So can you speak into that a little bit? Because we had a really good conversation about that.
Yeah, the substance of the conversation was that the purpose sometimes is so big that you feel it may not be received when you actually say it as it is. So we tend to filter it down a bit and express it in ways that we think people might get. But really the purpose itself is really within us, bigger than that. And our purpose in general, right? I'll go to a higher level on this, is as souls. I'm going to the soul level, obviously it's beyond that as well, but as the soul level, to lift up this entire energetic space. That includes the environment, the people, the consciousness, all of it. All of it must rise for us to rise. So it's kind of like Ascension, which is the name of our whole organization. It's literally ascension of the entire space, the energetic space. And so it looks different ways across the board. It might look like business. It might look like personal life. It might look like relationship. It might look like spiritual growth. It looks like all these different elements, but all of it is raising the entire energetic space so that we all rise, because we cannot rise alone. That's just how it goes. Right? So that's what it looks like at the head of it. And that's why all these separate parts add up to that. It will always add up to that. Right? But when you say purpose like that, imagine you're walking in the road and you talk to somebody you just meet and you tell them something like that. Like, you know, I come from the light. I literally am the light. And there's one just like me where we're from. And I came here to do this mission, which is lifting up this entire energetic space and to lift it from this space that it is now, from this phase to a whole other phase of existence. From one dimension to another, basically. If you say that to somebody on the first meeting, they'd be like, what?
They were like, great.
Oh, yeah,
That's
nice to meet
great.
you, buddy. High
That's
five.
great.
You do that thing later. And they roll, right? Because it's like, come on, right? And that's the point. So sometimes our purpose is so big that it could be scary and it could seem like even nonsense, to tell you the truth, to certain people, right? But that doesn't mean it's not our purpose.
That's right.
It just means it's so large that sometimes we have to go about it in a very strategic way and express it in a way that those who are parts of it will be able to resonate with what they need to at the point in time, and we all arrive together still.
That's right.
Right?
And
So
this
that's
is where the aligned action comes in, because
Yeah.
sometimes part of the action for some of you might be having a framework. This is what's been helpful for, even when I hear Amelia, having a framework. You can't have a river without the riverbanks. It's just turned into a big old mush pond, right? You need sometimes framework. So maybe that's part of the thing that you
Yes.
need to do. Get some framework. Some of you, it might be strategy. That's when it comes to strategy and business conversation, that's everything that we do in light leadership. That's all in light leadership. It's a light leadership consciousness mastermind for business, a business expansion, and taking your purpose and lighting it up to the world. Some of you, it might be, so that's where the strategy is. Some of you, it might be changing something inside of yourself. Maybe there's some inner work, and you've heard from the ladies too, and you'll hear from some other people in the next couple of days. That inner work is essential to living your purpose. And I'd say where the bulk of that inner work happens is in Thrive. Thrive Evolution is the bulk of where all that inner work happens. And that's not just work you do one time, you guys. You're like, okay, did it, done. Don't leave me
I'll
hanging.
take a high five
Don't
on
take me
that.
hanging. But that, it's not, you don't just do it one time. Every day is an opportunity to master something and elevate and rise. And so it could be the inner work. For some of you, I was thinking about this in terms of what I know I'm here to do from all the different angles, and it's to activate the light in other people. I've always done that. I've done that since I was a kid. I've done that my entire life. I've done that even in times that I didn't even know that I was doing that. I activate the light. I'm an igniter. I can see and feel and look at the gifts and your soul purpose, your soul seeds. I can see them. I can feel them, and just by being in the space. I laugh about this in Thrive all the time. I'm like, I could sit here and talk about ice.
Yeah.
And you'll be activated. You'll be energetically activated. And I'm just talking about ice because it's not about my words. It's about the energy. It's about what's coming through me and what I've mastered over not just this lifetime, but many, and bringing Lemurian wisdom and knowledge, bringing ancient wisdom and knowledge. And it's all in me. And the more I surrender to who and what I actually am, I get to activate it all. I get to be activated and I get to activate others. And when I watch other people light up, it is the greatest joy for me. It's like watching fireworks go off inside of people. It's like bing, 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 lights on. I'm like, oh my God. I love excitement and I love joy. And so again, I know sometimes, and maybe here's an action, right? For some of you that have this bigger layer of your purpose, sometimes the action is, okay, then how do I bring it in and bring it down? And communicate it and convey it. Maybe it's about conveying the message. Maybe it's about finding my people. Maybe it's about creating community and tribe. Maybe it's about creating my own framework, my own thing. Maybe it's about taking something that I already love and I'm going to go expand that out into the world. Maybe it's investing in myself. Maybe it's pausing and taking a deep breath. There are so many pieces, and I'm sharing a lot of different ones because when it comes to really living our purpose, there's a lot of different layers to being able to do that. So we want you to start to tune in and reflect. Like I said, we're going to have an exercise for you. I'm just looking at time. We have a vision activation exercise where it's a future walk. I almost feel called to have that one recorded and maybe give you guys, how many of you would prefer to have a nice like 15-20 minute recorded meditation with some music in the background where it's your future self walk, where you have a little bit of extra time to just sit? Just raise your hands. Let me open up the thing and just see, or type yes in the, yeah.
I see hands. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So that's what we're going to do then with that one, instead of doing a faster version.
Yeah.
And then on that next page where it says, when you take aligned action, you will feel, and there's a bunch of blue boxes. And this is about you. When we do this exercise, we'll get it up for you guys today. We'll put it in the Purpose podcast, the Align with Purpose podcast, and I'll post it in the group. I'll post it in all the places so that you can access it. And it's called the Future Self Walk. That's the practice, the Future Self Walk. And then use those boxes to write in and fill in what comes to you. How do you feel? One box could be all on how you feel. One box could be the vision. What did you see? What came to you? What dropped down? And then the last third box is the action, right? And we found the fastest way to have courage. Okay, and this is in your notes. The fastest way to have courage, you build courage in action. That's how you get courageous. You build it while you're in action. You don't build it by just being like, I am courageous. I am courageous. You can do that. Okay. Mindset is awesome. I love mindfulness and I love mindset. You can do that. That primes your mind. Of course, it's going to give you a framework. How you really know if you're courageous is by actually getting up and doing the thing. I know I can lead meditation. I know I love meditation. I'm really good at leading meditation. But how do I know other people are going to like the meditation and have the transformation? The only way I know that is if I actually get up on stage or I do the thing and I lead somebody in a meditation. That's the fastest way to build courage, is in action. So this is why it's really important for you to tune in, dial into what that action is. Okay. All right. So we'll make sure that we get that up for you guys. We want to take a few moments. First of all, let me just do a check. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? Good? Feeling elevated? In the mix? In the swirl? In the energy? All sorts of things happening? This is good. This is really good. It's okay to be in the swirl of all the things. I think I enter the swirl every day. To be honest, these days, energy is moving so fast that I feel like things are just like up leveling so quick. Okay, good. So if you guys could hang out for a few more minutes, we just want to talk about the different things that we've created for you guys to take a next step. Some of you, your next step might be in working with us. Some of you, your next step might be in doing more of what you're already doing. Whatever your next step is, we're going to talk about it tomorrow in terms of what you have come to and what you, after you do that meditation and what comes, and then we'll do some hot seats and workshops and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So we created something really beautiful that I think for me, it feels really aligned. Even when we sent it to Alexandra and she was like, I really love this. And I said, we really love this too. So we want to talk about, there's 3 pathways. There's 2 pathways, but one pathway, each pathway has a split. Okay. So there's, let me simplify it. There's 2 pathways and each pathway has a split. That's the simplest way. Okay. There's 2 pathways. Each pathway has a split. The first pathway is you're on the journey of your personal growth, your personal expansion. You're a little bit professional, but you're more on the inner world, the inner transformation. You're tuning into your purpose. You're uncovering the next layers, and you're needing or wanting support with what that looks like, support with the activation, the support with the embodiment. It's one thing, like I said, to know what your purpose is. You got to know what the embodiment is, or else it just stays in the ethers. So this is about the actualization of your purpose. And in Thrive Evolution, every quarter, every season, the energy and the theme changes. And I have a feeling even this year, it's going to change even more. We had these consistent 4 pillars or 4 seasons of Thrive. Everything's changing so rapidly that we're having to update, upgrade what we're teaching in those as well. And I have a feeling the themes are going to change a whole lot this year. This next one that we're going into, so Thrive is the first pathway. Thrive is really the space for your personal growth, your personal development, your internal evolution, tapping into your purpose, really being able to thrive. Once we know how to thrive on the inside, everything else gets easier. Your business gets to thrive, your money gets to thrive, your relationships get to thrive, the world gets to thrive around you because it's being shaped by you through you. So Thrive Evolution is one of our babies, and it's a pathway, and it's a very powerful pathway. It has a very strong community. There's so much love and support in there. There's a private Thrive thread. I love going into that thread because y'all are like supporting each other, loving each other up, asking for prayers when you need it, when you need support. And everybody is just like, I love you. You got this. Let me send love. Let me send healing. It is like, if I could create a community that I would want to be a part of, where I know I'm going to be held, supported, loved, seen, and heard, it would be Thrive. 100%. Because it's who's showing up to the table. There's been so much evolution and cleaning out and readjustment in that space that Thrive for me right now it keeps getting better and better, because the people saying yes to it are really showing up powerfully and saying, I am worth it. My journey, my internal world is worth everything. And so this next section of Thrive that we're going into, this is brand new. We've always taught about purpose and things like that, but this is new energy, and it's called the Seeds of Light. The Seeds of Light. So Thrive Evolution proudly presents the Seeds of Light. And this is really about you actualizing your purpose. So we have a process that we're going to walk you through that's actually called Actualized Purpose Process. APP. And so this is what we're going to walk you guys through. We started the puzzle with all the puzzle pieces. In Thrive, you're going to complete your puzzle. Every week, you're going to get a new puzzle piece. And that puzzle piece is going to help you deepen the layers, open up the deeper layers, open up the now, not the past. You already know the past. You already know what you're good at. This is about opening up and activating, like I mentioned, activating light. This is about activating the seeds, the codes of light that are within you that may be still like, I'm waiting. I'm here. I'm ready for you. Are you ready for me? And you're like, yes, I am. I'm ready to activate. I'm ready to like let the lid off. Let's go. So there's going to be 10 weeks in this module. And you can sign up this is where the split happens in the path. So we got the Thrive path, and then there's a split. Your options are you could come in and just do this next module with us for 10 weeks. So you'll have live classes with us every Tuesday, live Q&A with us on Thursdays. You will have, did we say 2 one-on-one sessions? I think we did as a
We
bonus,
did
right?
too, yeah.
So if you decide you want to come in by Sunday, you're going to have 2 one-on-one sessions to use in those 10 weeks. And you can book them with Gabriel, myself, or Alexandra. You choose whatever feels aligned. Okay. And we're going to be focused on activating. So this is not another course. This isn't another program. This is an activation for real. Every session is going to be activating you, activating another layer, activating another seed, you activating through our guidance, and then taking the step. What does this look like in my life? How do I actualize this? We're going to help you with the how. And we've shared this. Diane did a great testimonial video for us. We have it on the page. She said one of the things that she loved about us most was that she's been on this journey, on this spiritual journey longer than we have. And she said, I have studied with so many people, all the gurus. And she said, one thing that they never talked about was how. And she goes, you guys bring the how for the first time in my life. And I can't remember what her biological years are, but she said, for the first time in my life, and she said her age, she said, I actually know the how. So there's a how to do it.
Not only that, but she produced a result with the how.
Fast, within like 2 weeks.
And that's what it's about. Being able to produce that result and gain conviction in using what's available. Yeah.
And so if you want, and you know that you're a yes, there's some great bonuses that we have for you. And let me just see if I can find it quickly. If you are in alignment with that, the replay page, Alexander, do you have that ready? There's a replay page that one of our team members created. And in that replay, on that replay page, there should be a little box to go ahead and sign up. If you need a payment plan, then reach out to us. Okay, we can create a payment plan. I think there's a payment plan option there for you. If you need an adjusted payment plan, reach out to us. We've never said no to somebody because of money. You guys know this. Some of you have been on calls with us. And if it's a yes, it's a yes. And there's always a way. But you have to know within yourself where you're like, yes, like I'm a yes. And when you're a yes, just like Kat said, she was a full yes, the money showed up. This happens all the time. We've heard this so many times in our journey. Okay, so this is an up level upgrade to yourself, your life, your purpose, 2 one-on-one private sessions. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes, there's an additional $150 off right now until Sunday at 10 p.m. And if you register by Sunday for this level, we want to do a 30-minute VIP session with you. We can move energy really, really quick. And so we'll sit down with you and we're going to zone in and tune in just like we've done with all of our clients and know like what's in the highest alignment and then what's your action. We'll sit with you and we'll help you with your action. If you need a framework, we'll help you with your framework. If you need clarity on what your steps are, your purpose, we're going to help you with that in that session. So that's an extra and it's going to be really potent, really fast. Okay. So that's the first split of the Thrive path. The second option is to join Thrive for the full container. And the full container within that space, you'll be with us for the year. There's different sections and seasons within Thrive. We have a section that's all dedicated to your inner alchemy, your transformation. There's a section dedicated to co-creation mastery. So really mastering your ability to not just manifest, but truly step in as a co-creator. And then there's a section that we're just finished as of today. We finished the intuition and higher self mastery. If you come in for the year, you'll have access to all those replays. Like if you're like, I really want to expand my intuition now, you'll have access to that library. You can go back and then you'll get the live version of it when that time comes around. Okay. And the full Thrive experience is what most of our clients will come into. Some of our clients start with one module and then they upgrade to the full program because they just love it so much and they get so much expansion that they want to stay. They want to be in the community, they want to be in the love, and they want to stay in their own growth. And included for bonuses right now, by Sunday, okay, if you come in by Sunday, there's $1,000 off. There's an additional VIP hour session with Gabriel and I. These are valued, like if somebody did a VIP like hour with us, it's over $1,000, just to let you know, with both of us in the rooms, okay? We're going to gift you energy shaping and soul resonance alchemy certification, which is our individual modules that we've channeled through our being, just like Amelia was saying, like she's got her modality, we have our modalities. We're going to give you access to the Divine Manifestation Experience, which is a manifestation membership for an entire year. we'll include that for you. So if you're already in the divine manifestation experience and you want to upgrade to the year, we will take whatever you've invested in that. Like if you invested for the year, we'll take that off the principle of what the investment is for Thrive. Okay. You also get 6 one-on-one private sessions. You can book them with myself, Gabriel, or Alexandra. And we're going to give you $333 towards our next in-person retreat. And that next in-person retreat is happening in April in Mexico. Okay. So that's the Thrive pathway. All right. If you want more information about Thrive, you got to book a call for that, because we're very mindful as to who comes into those containers, and it's got to be in resonance. So book a call if you're curious. We'll give you more details. If you're a yes and it's aligned, we can set you up with a payment plan. There's a pay in full. There's a 3 easy pay. Gabriel and Alexander usually manage all that stuff. That's not my what would you call it?
Area of
expertise.
Yes.
All right. And then the second pathway is this. Okay. The second pathway is the light leadership pathway. Now, the light leadership pathway, you get access to Thrive. So you get everything that I just mentioned in Thrive, and you get access to the divine manifestation space. Okay. The difference with light leadership is this is the person that you may be sorting out your purpose, and you're also ready for the next level because you're ready to serve. You're ready to create a business. Maybe you already have a business and you want to take it to the next level. You want to expand it. You want to fulfill upon those bigger dreams. You're also looking at the bigger container. So what we're going to be doing in light leadership, which I've been telling our light leaders get excited about, because we're going to be looking at not just what our individual I, right? Even though that's important, we're also going to be looking at how does what I'm doing in my purpose contribute to the greater whole? Because again, when we contribute and make a contribution to the greater whole, the I is taken care of in a much bigger way. And the reciprocity and abundance that starts to come in is so incredible. Light leadership is also more of a mastermind style. So you get hot seat coaching every week with us. It's more intimate, and we get to share and collaborate and get to connect with the other business owners that are in there. This is really about leadership. Like I was saying earlier, the power to lead right now in light, it's needed. There's so much confusion in the world. And if you're called up right now and it's your time to lead, this is the space to do that. We work on identity work because all of this has to change. We have to shift how we're doing things and how we're showing up. We have conversations about how to show up. You know, we're going to be doing this on camera, how to show up when you're speaking. Some of our light leaders are wanting to write books. How do you do that? How do you become an author and start to write your books? We talk about business. We talk about strategy. We talk about framework. We did a whole section on launching with inside of light leadership. And there's different types of businesses. Some are brick and mortar. We have Angela, who's in there, she has a brick and mortar yoga studio. We have others who are online. We have others who are in that transition. Kat, and you think about Kat and Victoria, they both have brick and mortar. So that's the space. Light leadership is a space for leading a movement, leading a mission, taking what you're already doing, and let's put some fire under it in a good way. Let's let the light elevate it up. And within light leadership, like I said, you have access to Thrive. You have access to the meditation membership. And one second, all these things are popping up on my screen. And you also have access to 12 light leadership sessions. Alexander, there was a little typo there. I just want to let you know. There's 12. They get access to 12 one-on-one sessions. Okay, 12 one-on-one sessions. Yeah. You also, if you register by Sunday, and there's a payment plan, and there's a pay in full, and there's a split in there too, which I'll talk about in a second. A 90-minute VIP session with Gabriel and I, if you come in for the next 10 weeks. So this is where the split. So we have light leadership, and then there's a split. So in the split, if you want to come in and just do the next 10 weeks with us, we're going to gift you a 90-minute VIP session with us, $500 off the principal, 2 one-on-one sessions with us if you come in just for the next 10 weeks, and $333 towards our next retreat. If you want to do the year with us, okay? Oh yeah, so it wasn't really a typo. If you want to do the year with us, there's 12 one-on-one sessions. We want to gift you a half-day VIP with Gabriel and I. Maybe we'll have Alexander pop in and contribute too, because I know she's got a lot to share. $2,000 off the full. And we're going to gift you the energy shaping, the soul resonance alchemy, access to the divine manifestation space, and $555 towards the in-person. So we'll make sure I'll create a graphic. We'll post it in the group and we'll post it in the replay page because I know that's a lot of information to take in.
How do they book the call?
You could book the call. So for Thrive and Light Leadership, you got to book a call for that, for those two. Okay. So we'll talk with you, find out if that's the best option, give you the payment plan, pay in full, those different options. Make sure that if you have any questions that they're all answered. But those are the two ways that we have for you right now, and then each way has a split, right?
And to book that call,
Mhm.
you click the link that's available there now and go ahead and put it in Calendly.
Yeah.
And in that way, when we get on the call, we'll discuss that if
Yeah.
that's what you want to discuss. Right? Yeah.
And I would say more than anything, like I know those are all the details. What I would do, this is how I always like, I'll listen to the details, but then I listen for the intuitive yes. And I think most of our community would say this, and then we'll wrap it up for you guys. And VIP, we're going to stay on. Okay. So
Pardon me.
yes. So I always listen to my intuition. When I know something is good for me and I know this is part of my next step, I feel it. It's like this, it comes in and I'm like, yes. And yes, there's all the details. And yes, I can give you all the details. And we have all the details for you, for those that need that piece. What I would suggest is that if you're feeling like you want support with your purpose, you're ready to actualize it, you're ready to have the next steps, the framework, you're ready to have support because you're like, I'm done doing this by myself. That's enough now. This is that point of no return. This is the moment, like we said yesterday, where I get to make a choice for something bigger, something new, something fresh. I want to do this now because I'm telling you, honestly, in all honesty, the world is so ready for as many of us who are willing to step up to the plate to lead as possible. There is massive awakening happening right now. There's massive growth happening right now. People are so freaking confused as to what's left, what's right, what's up, what's down, what's true, what's not. And if you can be a voice of reason and a voice of truth and a voice of clarity for people, you guys, like there's a way, okay? There's a way. There's always a way. And for those of you, if you're like, money piece is like a big, big piece, then come into the membership. I'm not going to talk too much about that here. You can reach out to Alexandra, but the manifestation membership is such a great space. It's such an easy yes, an easy entry for people to come in. But our focus right now, our mission right now is to lift up the leaders, lift up those who are ready, lift up and prepare you because there's some major, you think shit's hit the fan now? You guys. There is so much coming down the pipelines right now. When systems really start falling apart, when frameworks, they're already falling apart, there's new energy that's rising in the midst of it. But you got to ask yourself, am I going to be one of those that's going to sit on the sidelines and just watch it all happen? Or do I want to be a part of this change? If your soul is like a yes, I want to be a part of this change, is because you've got some gifts inside of you that are supposed to be a part of this ascension process. So maybe it's about the inner work. Maybe you got to recalibrate a little bit. Maybe you come into the one section of Thrive, right? That's a great place to start. If you know that you're ready for the bigger movement, then Light Leadership will be the place to be. And we can help you. Reach out to Alexandra. Don't stay in stuck. Don't stay in the overthinking and the overanalyzing, the contemplation. Just take a step. Take a step today. Okay? So tomorrow we're going to go into reciprocity. And that's one of my favorite subjects is reciprocity. We're going to do the soul work today. Alexandra has another puzzle piece for you. Reach out to her. And if you're ready to step into something and say yes, and you know it's a part of it, let's do this. All right. Like, let's do this already. Okay. I want to thank you all for being here. Have the most amazing day. For those of you that are staying on with us for VIP, stay on Zoom while everybody else logs off. If you aren't in VIP and you want to stay on and continue to have this conversation, we're going to be doing some hot seats and really diving deeper with each person who's in VIP. You could just stay on and say yes, VIP, and we'll send you a link. It's only $35. Okay. Amazing. Love you all. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop live streaming to the group. I hope you all have a beautiful day.